everyone, welcome to the new video. So today we will see creating a CI/CD pipeline for a Netflix clone. Okay, so right now I have working CI for this repo or for this app that I will show, and we will be using GitHub action workflow for the CI/CD pipeline. So without further ado, let's go. So basically, if you see here, I have cloned this repo. Sorry, I have forked this repo, not cloned. So this was the main repo, Ayushi Netflix, and that I have forked, and I'm using it in mine. I'll provide the GitHub repo link of both the repos in description box. So if I go in readme of this clone repo, it is saying a simple Netflix clone made using next.js. So we got the text stack understanding that it is next.js and node is being used, but the package manager TypeScript is used, TMDB API, I think for communication. But the package manager that is used is yarn, not npm, but it is yarn. So we are going to use yarn, okay? And you get that the Docker file base image should be related to node, okay? Uh, and it runs the app in the development mode. Open HTTP localhost 3000 to view it in a browser. So basically, we know that it can be deployed on Minikube also, just for the practice purpose, and locally we can access it by doing some changes, and port number we mostly will keep it as 3000. So first step is going through the readme, okay? Then for creating, so I have started working on this, that's why you can see .github workflows. But if you see the actual repo, you won't be able to see the workflow folder over here, or Docker file over here, or any file related to Kubernetes, okay? So basically, to create the GitHub workflow, we will be needing the .github/workflows folder, and inside that we will be creating a CI and CD. So as of now, I have kept both of the things separately, okay? And then other thing that we will need, basically we can just create or build the package, but because we have to do the deployment you on a Minikube, we are thinking to do, that's why we will need a Docker file, because a Docker image will be required. So Docker image will be there, and it's a very simple Docker image, and that's why I picked this, because it was not that complex, okay? Next thing is that in Kubernetes we will need a YAML file or Kubernetes manifest file. So that under the Kubernetes we have created, it is created with deployment, and the Netflix, whatever name you want to give to your deployment, and then the image that it is going to build and it is going to push into Docker Hub, that we need to use. The container port will be 3000, and next the service we are going to use a node port, the port will be 3000, okay? The target port will be 3000, and the node port range, it is from 30,000 to 327687, something like this. So it should be in that range only, the node port range. That's why we have given something in between that, okay? So this is how mainly these will be the files that we will be needing. So how we get an idea that to create a Docker file we will need these steps. So basically, by understanding the readme, we have chosen our official node.js image, and then we have set the working directory. It's a good practice to set the working directory. We have copied, so in pack we can see that there is a package.json which will help us in doing a build, creating a package, and what all dependencies are required. Okay, that will it will help. So that's why we are first copying in Docker file the copy package.json and yarn.log. So yarn.log, it's like a package log.json. So it's like a cached okay file. So if you don't know it what is yarn.log, it is like a package log.json. Okay, then we are running yarn install while installing the dependencies in the package.json. Then we are copying the rest of the application code, whatever is there, and then we are just building the Next.js app. And to start the Next.js app, we are exposing the port 3000. And to start it, we have to just give the command yarn start. So this is a Docker file. So basically, if you create a Docker file, the base image should be related to your tech stack, and I'm using the Alpine image to keep the size of the Docker image as low as possible. Then whatever app files which are required to run the application, those files should be copied. And whatever steps to first to install the dependencies, that should be done. And then expose the port, and then to run the application, that command should be given. So this is how we have designed our Docker file. Okay, then comes our CI/CD YAML. So if when I go in CI, we just have created a workflow dispatch option. We can give the push or pull, or if you want to trigger it from specific branch, we can add that as well below this. So this is just for the triggers that you want to give. Push, and then whatever branches you want to give, you can give that as well. So that depends on you, but I have just kept workflow dispatch, so that if I go so if I just duplicate it, and if I go into actions, so I get an option. If I select, I get an option to run the workflow and choose the branch from where. So I right now, as of now, I have only main branch, so I can choose the main branch and run the workflow. So whatever code is available in the main branch of that workflow, it will pick up that. Okay, then comes our, we have set our runner. And our runner, first of all, we are doing the git checkout, the checkout of the code. Then we are setting up node.js, and we are setting 16.x and the yarn. After setting up, we are just installing the dependencies. Okay, using the yarn.log file. Then we are doing the yarn lint. Yarn lint is just, so I hope you understood that this is the job name. Okay, and inside the job names we have given the steps. Okay, so these steps will run one by one. Fine, but if you want something to run parallelly, you want to create different, you have to create different job again. So job, different jobs will run parallelly, but the steps defined inside those jobs will run only once the prior step is completed. So once checkout code is completed, then only setup node.js will run. Okay, so that's why we wanted it to run one by one. That's why we have chosen it to be completed in a same job. So we are doing, we can of course separate it. That's totally on us. If we want that Docker image should run, and we can also add if we want that the job should wait for another job, we can add needs. So there is a variable called needs that we can use to make the job wait unless and until the mentioned job in the need is not completed. Okay, we have strategy, we have matrix, this is for looping, we have secrets for storing, fetching the secrets which are kept in the settings. And then like this, we have step, job, runner. So these are the keywords of the GitHub action workflow. Then we are doing yarn build, and then after that we are just doing the docker build and whatever name we want to give these secrets, because we are publishing the image, pushing the image in docker hub. That's why the secrets you keep in settings, okay, your token. And then this is I have added, but I have commented it because this needs something, but you can use it and try to run equa scan on the docker image. So these are the scans. And then yarn test, if you add some test you can then run yarn test, and that's it. That does our build job, that publishes our image. So as of now, if I go in ci, cd is in progress that I will be taking in the next video. So if I go, if I run the workflow, it will start uh, doing the steps, okay. And then it will build the docker image and push it. Next in cd part, we are like what I am planning, whatever is there, like we can do the deployment on the mini cube, and we don't have to install it, we can just use the image, and we can use that mini cube because it will set up the mini cube also using this image, and we'll do the deployment on this setup of mini cube that we have done. So that is one thing, or else there are many other things that we can try with this. So I hope try at least ci part for this, so that you get the understanding how to create a docker file, how to configure things, and then we can work on the cd part, that's which is in progress. So the next video will be mostly on that, okay. So yeah, you can see this is in progress, and it won't let me see, it's already two yeah 1 minute and 50 seconds, almost, but yeah, I think it is getting completed. Yeah. Yeah. So our workflow has got completed in 1 minute and 49 seconds. So yeah, try doing this, try using or some repos, and try creating the pipelines. So that will give you more understanding. So that's all. So that's all for today's video. I hope it's helpful. Please let me know your views in the comment section. Till then, take care. Bye.